Three.
Good morning to all of you. This is Samir Hussain from Mechanical Department, and today we are going to talk about the plastics. Last time we had a discussion about the plastics, and we had a discussion about how plastics has been made. Plastics are made up of polymerized material, and plastic having a synthetic. Plastics are made up of synthetic material, polymerized material, and plastics. We had also a discussion about the different kind of plastic classifications, thermosetting plastics, thermoplastics. These kind of classification we had already discussed in the classroom, and we had also discussed about its applications and its properties. Now today we will discuss about the next topics, and our topic is laminated sheet and reinforced plastics. So in this topic we will talk about laminated sheets. So laminated sheets, it's a very easy topic, you don't need to be nervous about it. It's a very easy topic, but there are some points where you will feel uncomfortable in this topic. So laminated sheets, first of all, laminated sheets, first point, you will see this reinforced with fabric or paper. It means that in this for making a laminated sheet, fabrics or papers has been reinforced together so that this kind of a laminated sheets can be manufactured. Next point, you will see that this is an isotopic material. So when you will read the notes, you will find out that it's kind of a isotopic material. So what is isotopic material? Isotopic material means the material which doesn't have a same properties, which doesn't have the same properties in the same direction. Let's consider an example. If you have a wood, you will see this many times in a table wood. You will see this, that all the points are falling in the same direction. It means that this wood having the same property in the same direction. But if you will take an example of a trunk, if you will take an example of a tree trunk, what you will find out, it's a kind of a trunk. So when you will take out the trunk of a tree, you will find out that the barks coming out from the trunk, it's not falling in the same direction. So this is the isotopic difference. Isotopic means simply in simple words, the a material which having the same properties in same direction. That's it. And why we are using the laminated sheet? Laminated sheet, lack of strength. This kind of a material having a lack of strength. So lack of strength come thermoplastic materials and thermosetting plastic materials has been replaced by a laminated sheets. Why? Because this is very light. Now we will talk about this effects can be minimized by arranging the sheets alternatively at right angle. So if it is having a lack of strength in lamination, so if we will talk about the laminated sheets, so definitely they are having a lack of strength. So their lack of strength, so how could we increase their strength? So this effect can be minimized by rearranging the sheets alternatively at right angle. So we will actually, the reinforced sheet, actually it is a kind of a laminated sheets. So when we are using a laminated kind of a sheets, so definitely its strength is very lack as compared to the thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic materials. So in laminated sheets, how its effect can be minimized? Means if it's a lack in strength, so how its effects can be minimized. So when we are using a sheets, so doesn't keep the sheets in the same direction. Always keep the sheets in perpendicular directions. Means alternatively, by designing all the sheets should be kept in an alternative manner. If you will see this, I have already pointed. The sheets should be kept in an alternative direction. Alternatively, sheets should be kept in alternatively, not in the same direction. Sheets shouldn't be kept in the same direction. So remember this point while designing. If you are designing a laminated sheet or reinforced sheets, so it's a kind of a laminated sheet. So don't keep the laminated sheets in the same direction. Always keep the sheets alternatively. So what is its advantage? The advantage is that no shear, while designing a laminations, no shear force will act along the directions. So no shear force will act along the directions, or shear force must act along the perpendicular direction. And in next topic, while designing, we need to be focused while designing the lamination sheet, tensile force should act along the sheet, not perpendicular to the sheet. So I have already write down some points. First, while designing, you will see this, while designing, no shear force should act along the lamination, means no shear force should act along the lamination sheets. It should be always act perpendicular to the lamination sheets, and the sheet should be arranged alternatively. First point. Second point, while designing, you have also be kept in consider that the tensile force should act along the plane, not perpendicular to the plane. So that due to the you are designing, you are using the laminated sheet for the laminations and its strength is lack, but this property can be minimized by rearranging the sheets in an alternative manner and by arranging the shear force in a perpendicular direction and arranging the tensile force in along the laminated sheets. So that's how you can utilize this laminated sheets, which is light, and you can use it. Next topic, we will forward about the reinforced plastics. Thermosetting plastics and thermoplastics having a lack of mechanical strength, means in a thermosetting plastic and a thermoplastic materials having a lack of mechanical strength. When you will apply the load, they cannot bear a huge amount of load. So in this regarding, this material can be replaced by a reinforced plastics material. So reinforced plastics materials means reinforced plastic materials having a huge mechanical strength, having a high mechanical strength. So reinforced plastic have an elastical stability, means I will give you an example. If you have in a sheet having a thickness of 1 mm and you will keep that sheet in between the two columns. If you have a sheet and you will keep that sheet over the two columns and having a sheet of 1 mm, what happen? If you will apply a load over it, it will start to bend. What happen if you will apply this sheet metal, this thermoplastic material, thermoplastic material. So what happen if you will apply a load over this thermoplastic sheet? So it will start to bend because its mechanical strength is weak. But in case of reinforced plastic material, so what happen when you will apply the load over this 1 mm sheet, it will not bend. So its mechanical or elastic stability is more as compared to the thermoplastic and thermosettings materials. See, it has a light weight and it is used for making a light part. So definitely it is a big advantage as compared to the thermoplastic and thermosetting materials, because it has a light weight, less weight, and it is utilized for the light. It is used for making a light parts. Last point of this topic, it does not buckle on applying a load. Definitely we have already discussed that when you will apply a load over the thermosetting plastics or thermoplastic materials, it will start to bend or means buckle. But if you will utilize a reinforced plastic material, it will not buckle. So these are the two topics. So now we will talk about after this. So now we had a discussion about, we will talk about plastics welding, types of plastic welding. First, we will talk about spin welding. Spin welding. So, if we will talk about the spin welding, let's consider an example. There is a vise in which a rounded material. There is a vise in which there is a jaw which is made up of thermosetting plastic or thermoplastic material. It is holding inside a vise. Now there is another jaw. There is another jaw which is held in a spindle, and it is rotating. So means we owns to plastic two jobs. So one is to be held in a vise, while the other job is to be held in a spindle, and the spindle is rotating. While the spindle is rotating and this spindle moves in a downward direction, so when there is a contact between these two jobs, when the contact has been made between these two jobs and it is continuously rotating, So what will happen when these two jobs, plastic jobs, when these two plastic jobs comes in contact with each other, there is a huge amount of a friction will be created between these two plastic materials, and as a result of it, plastic will start to melt and diffuse, and at the end they will stuck to each other. So this is the kind of a plastic spin welding. Plastic spin welding. I hope you have gotten my point. If यहाँ पर एक वाइस है, इसके अंदर हमने यहाँ पर एक प्लास्टिक थर्मोसेटिंग प्लास्टिक या फिर थर्मोप्लास्टिक मटेरियल को होल्ड किया है, एंड देन हमने अनदर जॉब है एक प्लास्टिक का जिसको हमने स्पिंडल के अंदर होल्ड किया है, एंड स्पिंडल इज कंटिन्यूसली रोटेटिंग, एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो वन जॉब इज फिक्स बट द अदर जॉब इज moving and also moving in a transverse directions. So when these two jobs comes in a contact, due to the reason of the friction, plastic metal start to melt or diffuse to each other. That's it. Now next topic. In the types of welding, we had a spin welding. Now we will talk about solvent welding. Solvent welding. In a solvent welding means if there are two thermosetting plastic materials, means there are two pipes. Let's consider an example. There are two pipes and there is a leakage has been happened between these two pipes. Let's consider there are two pipes and leakage has been happening between the two pipes. Normally what you guys have done, आप क्या करते हैं normally? So what you will done, अगर दो पाइप्स में अगर लीकेज हो जाता है तो what you will do कि आप इन दोनों पाइप्स के बीच में एक कपलर लेकर आते हो मार्केट से, एंड देन यू विल इंस्टॉल अ कपलर हियर. सो आप यहाँ पर कपलर इंस्टॉल करते हो, लेकिन आप कपलर भी अगर आप यहाँ पर इंस्टॉल कर देते हो, अगर आप यहाँ पर कपलर भी इंस्टॉल कर देते हो तो आप क्या देखोगे यहाँ से लीकेज होता रहेगा बराबर. तो यहाँ पर क्या होता है, मार्केट में एक सॉल्वेंट करके आता है, वो सॉल्वेंट आपको यहाँ पर अप्लाई करना पड़ता है. आपको इस कपलर और इस पाइप के बीच में यहाँ पर सॉल्वेंट लगाना पड़ता है अच्छे से, यहाँ पर आपको अप्लाई करना पड़ता है. यू हैव टू अप्लाई सॉल्वेंट बिटवीन द कपलर एंड दिस पाइप मटेरियल. सो व्हेन यू विल अप्लाई सॉल्वेंट बिटवीन द कपलर एंड द पाइप मटेरियल, व्हाट विल हैपन, ये रहा आपका कपलर, दिस इज योर सॉल्वेंट, this is your pipe. So what will happen if you will apply a solvent between the coupler and the pipe, so it will start to diffuse both the materials and at the end both the materials stuck up with each other. ठीक है, so that is called a solvent welding. Now moving on forward, next is ultrasonic welding. In ultrasonic welding means if you are using a word of an ultrasonic means there is definitely a transducer will be used there. So there will be a transducer which will hold there will be a transducer which is connected to the tool holder, and tool holder which holds the vibrating tool. Now if you want to bind up or to diffuse the two plastic materials, then you have to keep these two plastic materials. However, whatever kind of you want a joint, you have to place according to it. Now these two materials now has been put it like this, and there is a transducer. There is a transducer which converts the electrical energy into mechanical energy, and this mechanical energy is converted into a vibrating energy. So this tool will vibrate in a transverse direction with a frequency of around 20 kilohertz. With a frequency of around 20 kilohertz. Means when this vibrating tool vibrates up and down continuously, then it will bind the plastic materials from one end. And if you want to diffuse or stuck up these two materials from another location, then you have to move the table in a left direction. Then you will get another spot welding over the plastic material. This is a kind of a spot welding. If you will see this, it's only a kind of a spot welding. That's it. Now in the next topic we will talk about the induction welding. Induction welding. Let's consider an example. Now, in induction welding, there is a electromagnetic field has been generated. You want to stuck up two materials. एक job ऊपर की तरफ है, and you will find out in another job which is holded in a vise. So there is a wire. There is a kind of a wire electromagnetic adhesive. Means एक कॉपर का वायर में अगर यहाँ पर स्टक कर देता हूँ दोनों के बीच में यहाँ पर, और उसके बाद उसके बाहर की तरफ अगर मैं एक इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक फील्ड जनरेट करूँगा, तो व्हाट विल हैपन, दिस वायर स्टार्ट टू हीट अप. This wire will start to heat up, and after applying heat, this two ends will start to fuse. These two plastic ends will start to fuse, and if I will apply a pressure from the top, because lower material has been fixed in a vise, so when the pressure has been applied from the top, what will happen, that this material will stuck up with this another part of the job, but this wire will stuck up inside the material. ये वायर इस मटेरियल के अंदर ही स्टक अप हो जाएगा, इस वायर के अंदर ही डिफ्यूज मटेरियल, ये वायर जो है इस जॉब के अंदर ही डिफ्यूज होकर मेल्ट होकर इन्हीं के साथ मेल्ट होता है. So that's it. This is called an induction welding. There is only a small process in which we use the wire. It could be a copper wire which is to be placed between the two jobs, and there is electromagnetic field has been generated, so that because of it, this wire will start to heat up, and this heated wire will diffuse both the materials, and then you will apply pressure from the top end, this will come down. Instead of it, you can also utilize a powder kind of a wire, so thermoplastic powder, which is very costly. So because which is diffused with this material, if you will utilize a thermoplastic powder, then you can utilize it, but it is very costly as compared to the copper wire. Next topic. Dielectric welding means dielectric welding. Why we are using it? Dielectric welding. You have seen this, that many times you have seen it. It is a plastic material which has been bonded from the corner end. कुछ प्लास्टिक मटेरियल्स को कॉर्नर एंड से अपन डिफ्यूज करते हैं, और कुछ प्लास्टिक के मटेरियल्स जो रहते हैं उनको जब अपन एक वन बाय वन लेयर बाय लेयर उनको बॉन्डिंग की जाती है. मीन्स उन प्लास्टिक के मटेरियल का इस्तेमाल हम सिर्फ पैकिंग के दौरान करते हैं. आपने शीट्स देखी होंगी बड़ी बड़ी जो कि पैकिंग के दौरान हम यूटिलाइज करते हैं. सो डाइलेक्ट्रिक वेल्डिंग हैज़ बीन यूटिलाइज हियर. सो हाउ हम किस तरह से वहाँ पर एक दो प्लास्टिक की शीट्स को कॉर्नर एंड से अगर हम ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं या फिर हमें कॉर्नर एंड से उनकी बॉन्डिंग करवानी है या फिर उन शीट्स को हमें आगे चल के पैकिंग के लिए मटेरियल के लिए यूटिलाइज करना है, तो उस दौरान हम डाइलेक्ट्रिक वेल्डिंग का इस्तेमाल करते हैं। डाइलेक्ट्रिक इन ए डाइलेक्ट्रिक वेल्डिंग देयर इज अ वाइस in which a job, one job, there is a vice, there is a plastic material job which is fixed with the vice, there is another job, there is another job. Vice is connected to the negative terminal while there is another job which is pulled by a ram. RAM is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. RAM has been connected to the positive terminal while the one job is which is held by the vice. एक job जो vice पे hold किया हुआ है वो आपके negative terminal से connected है. So what will happen जब आप इस RAM के ऊपर pressure apply करेंगे तो जब ये RAM इस जॉब को यहाँ लेकर ये जॉब यहाँ आएगा, जब रैम इसको प्रेस करता हुआ इस जॉब के ऊपर आएगा तो ये पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल और नेगेटिव टर्मिनल इनडायरेक्ट वे में इनडायरेक्टली कांटेक्ट में आएंगे, जिस वजह से यहाँ पर एक हीट क्रिएट होगी, यहाँ पर हीट क्रिएट होगी इन दोनों मटेरियल्स के बीच में. दिस इज योर जॉब 1, दिस इज योर जॉब 2. तो जब यहाँ पर हीट क्रिएट होगी तो ये दोनों के दोनों प्लास्टिक मटेरियल हेड द एंड क्या होंगे, डिफ्यूज हो जाएंगे और हेड द एंड दोनों के दोनों बाइंड अप हो जाएंगे. सो दिस इज ए काइंड ऑफ डाइलेक्ट्रिक वेल्डिंग. और डाइलेक्ट्रिक वेल्डिंग का इस्तेमाल हम वहाँ पर करते हैं जहाँ पर हमें एक थिन शीट्स का इस्तेमाल करना होता है पैकिंग के लिए. तो उन थिन शीट्स को अगर हमें बाइंडिंग करना है या फिर उन थिन शीट्स को हमें बॉन्ड करना है एक ही मटेरियल में, तो जब वहाँ पर हम डाइलेक्ट्रिक वेल्डिंग का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. Now, in this topic we will talk about the hot plating weldings. मीन्स हॉट प्लेटिंग वेल्डिंग में आप किस चीज़ का इस्तेमाल क्यों कर रहे हैं हम इसका इस्तेमाल. तो हॉट प्लेटिंग वेल्डिंग में बड़ी बड़ी प्लास्टिक्स की आपने शीट्स देखी होंगी, बड़ी बड़ी प्लास्टिक की शीट्स देखी होंगी. तो अगर उनके एंड्स बाय एंड आपने कई तरह की प्लास्टिक की शीट्स देखी होंगी जिसमें डिज़ाइन भी होती है, डिज़ाइन भी होती है और उसके बाद फिर वो स्टकअप भी होते हैं, एक दूसरे से वेल्डेड भी होते हैं, बट हमें पता भी नहीं चलता कि वो अलग अलग जॉइंट्स हैं. आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ यहाँ पर. कंसीडर now there is your job 1 and that is your job 2. Job 2 and this fan, it's movable RAM and it's a fixture. So one job is fixed. If if you will see this diagram, so one job is fixed in a fixture, it doesn't move. So there is a platen, there is a platen plate between placed, there is a hot platen, heated platen, heated platen. There is a heated plate which is to be placed between these two jobs. One job is to be fixed in a fixture while the other job has been held in a ram which is movable. So when it's movable means it will move up or down. तो हमने क्या किया है, यहाँ पर दो जॉब्स हैं अलग अलग, इनके डिज़ाइन के फॉर्म में हमें एक फॉर्म में बनाना है, तो हमने क्या कहा, एक हीटेड प्लेट को यहाँ पर रखा। जब हमने यहाँ पर हीटेड प्लेट को रखा तो क्या होगा यहाँ पर कि इसके एंड्स जो रहेंगे यहाँ पे, इट्स एंड्स, उसके एंड्स जो रहेंगे यहाँ पर, it will start to diffuse, it will start to diffuse. जब इसके एंड्स आफ्टर डिफ्यूज स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे, डिफ्यूज हो जाएंगे, देन हीटन प्लेट विल बी रिमूव, then this heated plate will be removed and then the ram will move in the downward direction. As a result of it, both the ends of the material will stuck up with each other. So what kind of a shape we have got it? This kind of a shape, we will got this kind of a shape. Means if I have heated both the ends, now if I had heated both the ends, now I will remove the plate and heat. Now I will remove the heated plate and then if I will press the upper ram in the downward direction, just because of the heated plate, the ends were heated, इसके ends जो थे वो heat up हो गए थे. So at the end, what will happen? Say that these two material will stuck up with each other like this. Okay. यहाँ पर heat up किया था हमने. These two material will stuck up like this. So it's a kind of a hot plating welding. Means अगर आपको कोई डिज़ाइन मटेरियल अगर आपको स्टार्टअप करना है जिसमें कि वर्टिकल पाथ को या फिर आपको किसी कोई वर्टिकल वॉल्स को या फिर वर्टिकल मटेरियल को ज्वाइन अप करना हो, तो वहाँ पर क्या करता है कि मटेरियल को डिफ्यूज़ करते हैं किस तरह से कि एक हॉट प्लेट इन वेल्ड, एक हॉट प्लेट को हम उन दोनों एंड्स के बीच में स्टक अप करते हैं एंड देन दैट hot platen is removed and then from the one end job is to be fixed while the other end ram has been forced the other material at the end of this, but just because of the diffused material both the materials will stuck up with each other. So it's a kind of a hot platen welding. Now moving on, proceed hot gas welding. Hot gas welding and its topic, last topic is vibration welding. Vibration welding. So if we will talk about the hot gas welding, so in a hot gas welding is similar to the electric arc welding. In an electric arc welding we had a electrode which is stuck in a torch and the positive terminal is connected to the workpiece and the negative has been connected to the torch, or it will be a vice versa. So it is similar to the hot gas welding, means it is similar to the electric arc welding similarly. What happened in a torch, there is a kind of a plastic rod has been, thermostatic plastic rod has been utilized or connected to the torch, means which is to be replaced by instead of electric rod we are using a thermoplastic rod in a torch, and then that torch is connected to the negative terminal and the positive terminal is connected to the workpiece. So in hot gas welding, when you will bring the thermoplastic rod to the positive terminal job, then it will start to melt. It will start to melt as similar to the similar to the electric arc welding. Means let's consider a lap joint. It's a job. It's our job which is connected to the negative terminal and the torch. This is our torch. This is connected to the positive terminal. So it's a thermoplastic rod. Thermoplastic material, thermoplastic material electrode. So what would happen then when you bring this torch or thermoplastic material electrode comes in contact to this job, what would happen? This thermoplastic material electrode rod will start to diffuse and it will act as a filler material. As a result of it, when it will start as a filler material, then it will bind up these two jobs. It is similar to the electric arc welding. Now moving on towards the last topic of vibration welding. In a vibration welding is similar to the ultrasonic welding. In an ultrasonic welding, there is a transducer has been utilized in which there is a frequency is around 20 kilohertz, but in a vibration welding, it is the 120 cycles per second. Means the frequency has been utilized here is 120 cycles per second in a vibration welding. Similarly, the vibrating tool has been held in a tool holder, and the vibrating tool has been vibrated in 120 cycles in a per second. And whatever the material, the thermoplastic material which is we required to bind up, that material will stuck up as a spot welding. It is similar to the ultrasonic welding material. That's it. Thank you. बढ़िया सर, बहुत बढ़िया। कितनी देर में लेक्चर?